So today I've made a trip over to Northfield Square Mall. I'm going to go inside here in a few minutes and talk to a few people. So take a minute to listen to this video, watch this video from a friend of mine who actually owns a store here at the mall while I head inside and look for some people to talk to. See you in a few minutes.
Hello, my name's Carrie Pelletier and I am the owner of Off the Wall in the Northfield Square Mall. I have been in that location. Well, we've been in business for about 14 years in the mall. We've seen a lot of stores come and go, and somehow we just hang in there. So we thank you for all the support that you've given to us through the years. The news of Carson's closing is so heartbreaking, especially after seeing Sears just close their doors. I don't know what the future of the mall is going to be. I don't know what the future of Off the Wall is going to be. It is very concerning. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, if the mall is going to sustain or if it's going to close. I don't know. They don't give us much information. I see a lot of negative talk on the mall on social media, and most of that can be turned around if you just go there and shop. People talk a lot about kids just hanging out and messing around, and people talking about it's dead, it's vacant. I don't know. Hopefully somehow as a community we can rally together, do some brainstorming, and figure out some solutions to keep this mall going. I'd love to continue to stay in business and be a part of this community, and hopefully we can turn this mall around and make it flourish once again. Thank you for your time.
I am here today with Miss Daniels at Northfield Square Mall, and so just asking, what has a recent experience that you've had been here at Northfield Square?
Well, I actually just had an experience about a week ago. My daughter was looking for a gift. She was in a play and she was looking for a gift for another kid in it. And we decided we'd go there to see Claire's, and Claire's was closed. So it was kind of disappointing and a little bit sad too. So.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So can you tell me today about a recent experience you've had at Northfield Square Mall?
Yeah, I went to go get food and there was nothing there. It's like dead.
Yes.
And there's nothing. It's deserted.
Is there anything left at all?
Not that I remember.
No. I haven't been there in a while, so
You can't even get waffles there.
no waffle. Okay. Well, that's bad if we can't get waffles. All right. Thank you. All right, so I'm here today in the food court at Northfield Square Mall with Julie. Can you tell me a little bit about any recent experience you've had here at Northfield Square?
Well, whenever I go there, there's more and more stores are closing.
Mm-hmm.
And our selection's getting lesser and lesser. So
Yeah.
It's like, do we go there? Because there's really nothing there anymore.
Yeah. So are there other places that you go now instead of the mall because of that?
Walmart,
Yeah. They've got everything, right? Yeah.
pretty much,
Yeah.
but it's, you have to go at late at night so
Uh-huh.
that no one's there.
Yeah.
But I kind of miss the mall because, everything's there.
Yeah.
Every little brand and all different kinds of stores.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So I'm here today in the food court at Northfield Square Mall. Can you tell me a little bit about any recent experience you've had here?
When I walk in, I notice more and more stores are leaving the area,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes our selection minimal. I find myself driving north often because I haven't quite caught on to the online shopping, because I like to try before I buy.
Yeah.
So I'm driving up north, spending more money in taxes
Yeah.
because their tax is higher up there, and the gas money, and I would rather it go right here
Yeah.
to our area.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. So I'm here today at the food court at Northfield Square Mall. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience here?
Well, we have a pretty funny story from when our children were little. Well, our youngest was very little. We have a tradition in our family where you get to pick your birthday dinner. When it's
Oh.
your birthday, we go out to eat. And when she was about 2 years old, she wanted a hot dog. That's all she wanted, was
Okay.
a hot dog from the mall,
All right.
meaning A&W.
Uh-huh.
So that I don't know, it just kind of became funny that whenever we would want a hot dog, we'd go to A&W at the mall, and you can't do that anymore.
'Cause now it's gone.
It's gone, and so it was just kind of a family funny thing that we had, and we don't get to do that anymore because we don't have that option.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing that today. Here I am today at Northfield Square Mall. We're standing in the food court. Would you be willing to share with me any experience you've had recently at the mall?
Sure. I have no problem with that. Oh, you want to? Okay. Well, thinking back in my past as a retired police officer, we used to do a lot of demos. We had a dog, the K9 unit. We would come out and do search and rescue kind of stuff. But we really got the public involved in our police organization, and also it was a reason to bring more people into the mall.
Oh, okay.
So this was a few years ago.
Yeah.
But I haven't had a lot of recent contact with the mall, so I don't really know.
Okay. Have you haven't done any shopping there lately?
Very seldom.
Yeah.
In and out if I do go.
Yeah.
I do know that there's plenty of space.
Yeah.
Plenty of space in there, and you don't want to go there hungry because there's nothing left to eat.
Right. Are there stores that you wish would come back?
I enjoyed Sears and Penny's when you were there. I did a lot of shopping there, and some of the outlet mall kind of, in there, just hit and miss kind of. Whatever I was in the mood for.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much.
You bet.
So I'm here today at Northfield Square Mall. Can you please share with me a little bit about your experience here with the mall?
Yeah, so the mall to me is pretty sentimental because when I was in college, I worked at Lemstone Books, if anybody remembers that, for about 3 years. That was my college job. And then I also had my very first date with my husband at Ruby Tuesdays.
Oh, okay.
And so it's pretty sentimental. So when I hear you say, like, tearing it down, I'm like, oh
no.
Right. And, like, right here is where Sabaro's Pizza was.
Yeah.
And so that would kind of be, like, my snack on my break. I would go and get pizza. And then there was a cookie shop, too, down the way. And I can't remember if it was Mrs. Fields, but there was for sure a cookie shop that had the best cookies with frosting in the middle. And so that was pretty special to me.
Yeah.
And now my experience is I'll drive on the outside and like drive to Carson's, and then I'll drive around and drive to Carson's home, and then I'll drive around and drive to maybe JCPenney's.
Yeah. All right, so I'm here today at Northfield Square Mall in the food court, and would you be willing to share a little bit about your experience here at the mall?
So I did not grow up in this area, but I moved here when I was for college, when I was 18 or 19, and that was a few years ago. So at that time, the mall was still a pretty popular place to go because they did have Ruby Tuesdays, and obviously the theater is still here. I think that's about the only thing that people come to the mall for anymore. Yeah. But there were still quite a few popular shops, and then I moved away and came back with young children. That was about 10 years ago. And even 10 years ago, I'd still bring the kids because they'd have just to kind of walk around. And they had, remember there was a little, I think it's by where Ruby Tuesdays used to be. It's a new restaurant now. What is it?
It's the Japanese place.
And they still had like a little screen on the floor.
Oh,
and
yeah,
kids
I remember
would
that.
Come and run and jump on it.
Yeah.
And if we come to the mall now, it's mostly just for movies. And the kids still will want to walk down to see if that screen's on the floor to see if they, because they remember that from when they were little. But even that's not there. So I think the last time I was at the mall was a few weeks ago, and we came to see a movie, and we were early, so we were just kind of walking around. It was a Saturday night, and you could hear crickets. I mean, and you could see birds flying in the rafters, and you couldn't hear anything but, I don't know, just, a few random voices, and all the employees in the mall were on their phones, leaning over counters, and it was pretty sad. And even my kids noticed. You're like, there's nothing here. These people look so bored. And I don't have any solutions. That's the kids' job to provide solutions. But even in the 15, 20 years that from the first time I went to the mall to now, I mean, it's such a big difference. And it is kind of sad. And the only reason we come is for the movie theater. So I hope they don't tear it down because I still want the movie theater.
Right.
But other than that, there's not much other reason we come.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks.
Well, thank you for sharing. So now you've heard from several people who are concerned about the future of Northfield Square Mall. And so your task for the next couple of weeks is to figure out a way with a team of classmates how to solve this problem. It could be that the mall needs to stay open. It could mean that the mall needs to close. But your task is to decide what the future of Northfield Square Mall should look like. I'll give you some directions for the things that you need to create, but what you decide is entirely up to you. I just ask that you research and that you think about the solution that you propose. It's very possible that the solution that you come up with may be presented to the people that own Northfield Square Mall as a possible solution for what to do with this part of our community. Good luck.